Rainbow Tribe, we're here again, and I'm talking about my book, Diary of a Mad Yogi, and it's really been the journey of a lifetime. It's the legacy of my life. It's the dreaming of my life to give this book to the world. And when I was writing it, it was like I was looking at a film and writing it down. It was dictated to me, and I'm only just discovering the full contents of it. And it's not about me as the writer, really. It was a collective experience, hard to describe, but it was various elements came in and dictated the book to me, Shiva included. It's a fictional story, but I was once asked by a yogi to write a fictional story to bring back that element into yoga, into the spiritual world, because all of these textbooks are, very beneficial, of course, but to put it into a story was always the ideal. And it's what the masters did, it's what Yogananda did, and many other yogis before that told a story. So this story is based on my life as a diviner of objects, which is what I spent a long time doing. And I discovered through my researches that this is not just in the UK. I used to meet a lot of gypsies who became antique dealers, and they sort of knew how to find sacred objects that have been hidden until the time was right for them to be found. And in Tibet, the same thing applies. They're called terten. They find hidden text in caves that have been left for the time we're in now, this time of awakening and ascension. So that's a part of the story woven into the other aspects of the yoga and the journey of ascension and the tantra. So I've kind of woven it all together, or at least, whatever spirit was operating through me has woven it together. So I'm just going to read a passage from the very first part of the book. In the book, the protagonist, Raf, has had an accident. He's been unconscious for 5 minutes, dead for 5 minutes, in fact. And in that 5 minutes, everything changes for him. He has an encounter with Shiva. And this is post that a little bit. It's after that, but I'll just read it through and you'll get a little flavour of it. Devon, Cornwall and Somerset were a repository of retired colonels who had sacked the world and then some. These estates were coming up for sale as their owners died, and the world was awakening to the potential monetary value of art and antiques. However, Joey is the father in this story. Joey's role was also altruistic in that he had a mission to return certain sacred objects to very specific sacred places in the world. There is a face on the cover of Sergeant Pepper. It stands out. So the book begins on the day that Sergeant Pepper was released in 1967. So this face on the cover, it stands out as if illuminated. Raf didn't know it then, but it is of Sri Yukteswar, the enlightened lineage holder of Kriya Yoga in 19th century India, the Lion of Bengal, as he was referred to by his famous pupil Yogananda, who wrote the great classic Autobiography of a Yogi, and who also features on Sergeant Pepper's cover. However, there is Shiva himself, not on the album cover, but in the rhododendron bushes behind the kitchen, in the gloom of the dining room, just at the corner of Raf's vision. So this process, Raf is awakening to his spiritual aspects, and he's beginning to get visions. Raf is sitting in the hall, surrounded by the angelic paintings. He asks, "Have I completely lost the plot?" Archangel Michael appears to laugh at this, and to Raf's surprise, there is an answer to the question. "No." Raf jumps up, spins round. It is twilight, and at this time the old house and ancient forest combine to play tricks. The no reverberates into the continuous hum of the monotone Om. He looks down at the carpet, and it appears to be in motion. The pattern transfixes him, and yet he is as sober as an unstoned newborn baby. So this is Raf going through the process of awakening to his spiritual powers. and combined with the great house in which he was very fortunate, and I was very fortunate because it's based on my life as well, to live. There's some remarkable house on the River Dart in Devonshire. And his father, Joey, is an antique dealer, but with a difference. He gets a call and he goes to a certain place and he finds a certain object. So the real essence of this book, the real theme underlying everything, is bringing back the magic. Bringing back the magic into the story, the magical realms on a mature basis, so that we as grown-ups can see this magical realm unfolding, because we've been denied that as humans. It's been subjugated and condemned, because as soon as a child starts daydreaming in school, the teacher will say to him, "Oh, it's just your imagination." But it's the imagination that creates the reality. It's the imagination that creates the reality. And our reality is changing rapidly. So we need to tune in to the magical kingdom again. So this is the beginning of the story. And then the next episode of this YouTube, I will go to another part of the story and elucidate and talk about that. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you buy it, because it's my gift. It's my dreaming completed. Thank you, Rainbow Tribe.